Hey guys, it's M4J here, and welcome back to the M4J network here on OpenTTD. Doesn't Guard City look magnificent from the sky? My pride and joy, this city. Really happy with how it's turned out so far. And actually, we are going to be sort of based in here for the next couple of episodes, in fact. If anyone has been and checked out the episode plans list, you will be able to see what is coming up. To start with, though, we're going to be working on the West Winds line. And with that, I'm going to head over not to Guard City St. George, but to Guard City St. Elizabeth. Building the HLR over to GSE here sort of made me realise that GSE does need finishing up. The station itself was built and works very well, but the connections out of GSE weren't very good. We had the metro. Now we've got the HLR, but the main line using the tunnels here wasn't particularly great. That is now changed. You can see all this area here is now being elevated. This was originally all at ground level, but I lifted it up just so that I always feel like, particularly in London, the main line termini, the lines always are built in cuttings or on embankments. So St Pancras, for example, it bridges over the Grand Union Canal. Whereas King's Cross tunnels under the Grand Union Canal. Euston also goes through tunnels and cuttings, so does Paddington, so does Liverpool Street, and then you've got the raised stations like St Pancras, Waterloo, actually Victoria's sort of a bit of both. I think that's a bit of an outlier, that one. But Charing Cross, Fenchurch Street, they're all built on embankments as well, or at least elevated. This is going to be a cutting station, or a cutting route. So you can see here, we come out of GSE, and we come to this bit here. Now, this used to be one station, Manuel City North, and you can see it there. However, we now have Manuel City North, and we have Manuel City South. This is to distinguish between which branch here that the trains will end up taking. So the trains that come in from the north side here go into north, and the trains that come in from the south side go to south. And that just helps with routing a little bit better. Here we've got the bridge over and the tunnel under, like we did before, except we now have this stretch of waterway. This waterway is an extension to the existing river that already existed within Guard City, and we will end up with boats running all the way along this, because I know there are some people that are fans of boats, so don't panic, we will have some boats in the future. This is actually my second attempt at recording this episode, so I'm just trying to remember everything that I said first time around. I think at this point I said something along the lines of the tunnel underwater, the channels add-on patch. I don't really know what the official term is, but it's absolutely brilliant, whatever this is. So if you have the opportunity to download it, or if you haven't yet downloaded it and you have the opportunity to, please, I urge you to download the any patch that has the channels installed within it, because it is an absolute game changer, being able to build tunnels underwater like that. This is sea level, this waterway here. As you can see, the tunnel goes underneath it quite nicely. So this is practically new, what I'm going to be showing you from here. This route here up towards Flame Junction, this already existed. I have eased the curve. You can see where the... Actually, that's not where the curve used to be. Or maybe it was. I think it was, actually. I changed the curve here slightly and added some extra waypoints for speed limit restrictions. The new route, though, is this one, which goes through the centre of Lenfing Way. And then there's an extra stop there as well. You'll see that as a recurring pattern, a station in the middle and a station to the north or to the west or just to the south. It then connects with the Cross City line here at Hannington, and then Runbury here, and then Runbury North. Keep going up this way. We've got another station here at Trenford South, and then we got this big junction station here at Padwood with a terminating platform here. There will be shuttle services running between GSE and Padwood. Again, reflective of real life. Normally, I would build that and say, oh, that route's too short, and I would change the bay to face the other way. But actually, there are routes in the UK that are only 2 or 3 stations long, and that includes in and around London. So it makes sense to have this as is. It works absolutely fine. So Padwood Junction is here. There will be services that come in from the north that terminate at some of these platforms as well and then return back. And then we've got the 2 central lines here, which will always be through tracks. This line hasn't been built yet. This will actually cross over the West Winds line here and continue heading north. This actually has it waypointed to go up towards Honingville. I'm not sure if I want to do that though. I mean, technically I could connect it to the North Valleys line, but there's a part of me that actually wants to connect it up on this side instead and have it go up that way. In fact, this is the Blue Lagoon route here, which I still need to actually turn into narrow gauge, so we'll probably do that at some point as well. This is the route that has been built though. So from Padwood it comes out here via Mardinghall South and Sinningston South, which doesn't actually reach Sinningston yet. Hopefully it will do in the future. Goes through this really long cutting and then this really long tunnel, and then joins up with the West Wind line here at Drunnington and Tenfing Bridge. And again, I might actually add another bay platform here for terminating services to run back to GSE. I'm going to do that now before I forget. So I want single-sided platforms. I need the bridge one. It is that way around, isn't it? No, it's that way around. We'll have a dispatch cabin and then some shelters. 1, 2. Bench. And then buffers. Where is it? That one. There we go. Stick you there, and then do something like that, and do something like that. And then I'll just jam a signal there. Alright, I'll program that signal a little bit later. So today we're actually going to have some trains running on the network again. Now I'm coming over here to Sunnington, because eventually we are going to have trains running to Sunnington. Sunnington looks very different now that we've done the rebuild. All of these tracks. In fact, now that the land has grown back and the trees are starting to come back as well. The land has grown back, that's not what I meant. Now the grass has grown back and the trees have grown back as well. This looks a lot nicer than it did, because it wasn't particularly great to look at before that. And you can see how the North Valleys line now comes down through here in the centre, and then the electrified lines travel either side of it and connect up at the big junction here and the big junction here. Now the speed limit charts for this route have been completed. They are all done. They are all working. If you go onto m4jmedia.com, go onto the interactions page, the OpenTTD page, and scroll down, you will find a link. In fact, you will see it embedded, first of all, the speed limit charts for the Garden City Great Northern line as far as Honningville, and the West Winds line, including the branch to GSE. And then you can follow the link via the button there, and it will actually take you to the website, Google Sheets, where you can see it for yourselves. Now all of these trains I'm going to sell, and all of these trains I'm going to sell. And the reason I'm doing that is so I can move this depot, because I've had a bit of a rethink to do with depots, and I'm not sure what the limitations are with the timetabling now. I know that there are still some limitations with regard to using conditional orders with timetabling. I was warned about that, so I am aware. I'm not going to use that as an excuse in the future when it turns out that what I want to do isn't going to work. But I would like to give it a go, this idea that I've had, because if it works, I think it's going to work really, really well. If it doesn't work, then obviously it's not going to work very well, but that's by the by. So I'm going to do this, and you're going to be of a certain length, and then these ones here, so you're going to be like that, and then these ones are going to be like that. Make sure that that's definitely connected up, and it is. Good. So this line is still going to be an in and out line, and that's mainly going to be used for freight trains that are coming in and out of the depot. And then this, did I say the depot? I meant the station. This is going to be Sunnington. It's not west train care, is it? It's south. But yeah, sure. And then you're going to go like that. Now what length are you? You're 8. Yeah, that's fine. Because we are still going to have the cross-country style Guard City Connect services running from Sunnington. So it would be nice to have the long sidings here, plus the, I've forgotten the name of the line, Western Reaches. The Western Reaches line will also have trains coming in and out of here, which are long 7 carriage, I think, not 7 carriage, 7 tile long trains. So we're going to make sure that this is the right length, like so. I might fiddle with these signals just to reprogram them to make sure that they are all set up correctly. Actually, do you have a variation where there's this one? I might do that instead of these ugly buffer stops, like so. That works quite well. Put that there. Alright. So yeah, the longer trains will go in this siding here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that should work fine. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the shorter suburban services. That now means we've got to rebuild the depots. This here I'm also going to scrap. Are there trains in there? Yes, there are. Going to scrap you. Where are you going? I don't know where you're going. I'm not sure why you've come this way. I might have to rework that. But this whole thing here, I'm probably going to get rid of as well. And rebuild it somewhere else. Now, the rethink I've had revolves around train building factories. It's something that I mentioned a few episodes ago, a couple of episodes ago. The fact that there are lots of companies now building factories, train building factories in the UK. CAF is the latest on the long list. And I know that Stadler are looking to do so. Hitachi already have done. Plus there are companies now like Bombardier and I've forgotten the other ones now. But yeah, there are train building factories in the UK. So I want to build somewhere, maybe not necessarily on this route even, but somewhere. My original idea was to build it over here at Dontborough, but there isn't that much room. Because I would have had it connect up to the line here. But the idea is to build like not a central, but in various locations to build a train building factory, and then have all the new trains come from that place, and then travel to, for example, here into Sunnington, and then back into the train care facility here, and then come out of the train care facility into the station when they're running their timetable service, finish their service, come back here, and then sit in the train care here, and that will help simulate service times, service schedules, service days. So for example, I think cross country is probably the best example. They store trains at various locations around the UK. They don't have a centralized location, and that also means that at night they just store trains where they happen to be at the end of the day. So for example, oops, I didn't mean to do that. For example, the trains that run to Penzance, a lot of them are stored at Plymouth overnight, and then the next day they head back to Penzance and they start running their scheduled services for that day again. And that happens up in the north as well. They're stabled up in Edinburgh, and then the next day they're all running their scheduled services from there. So what that means is the trains very rarely actually go to a maintenance depot. They go to like storage sidings, and that's what I want to replicate on this map. Not so much the sort of mundane side of it, but the fact is that they won't always go to a depot after every single service. They'll go to a storage siding instead. And then the idea would be that after a set number of services, they would then go to a maintenance depot for some maintenance. That's the plan. But like I said, I'm not 100% sure how that would work with the timetabling, because I was going to use a conditional order so that 99 times out of 100, let's say, it will just repeat a certain part of the schedule, and then on the 100th time it will actually go to a maintenance depot back at the train building factory. So I'm not 100% sure how that's going to work, but I'm willing to try on a route like this, because especially here with the storage sidings, I can just lower this land again and rebuild the depot. It's not the end of the world if it doesn't work. So I'm going to give it a shot. But I do need somewhere to build the facility. And I think I've kind of got two options, really. One option is to build it on the West Winds line. And my favoured location would be probably around this part of the map. The reason being is then you've got access to the branch to GSE as well. However, I'm just going to do this signal really quickly before I forget. There are some new options here, and I'm not 100% sure what they are, like slot occupancy. So yeah, I'm not 100% sure what that means. Or that. It might be something to do with like token blocks, but I'm not 100% sure. I don't want to guess. If entry direction is from the back, then if next order is this, then allow. There we go. So yeah, I've got my options. The other option is to build it near a large junction. So Flame was originally on the cards, but it's pretty congested here now. The original depot was down here. As you can see, I've now replaced it with roads for housing. And then this line here has also been reprofiled. It used to come all the way around the back here and then up this way, whereas now it sort of slinks around this way, tunnels underneath the line, and then comes around to Flame Junction there. This itself might present some problems, and I was tempted to make this line here bidirectional, mainly because from these platforms here, the train then has to come all the way across into this track to then go onto the cross-country route. The other option was to build it on the Guard City Great Northern line. Now, Doneborough, as I said, was the original plan. However, it might make more sense to build it up, maybe even over here by the airport, because there's more room for junctions. So on the northern side of the airport here, let's say, build a junction that comes off, or another option would be to build it right up here by Honningville. But then that is quite a long route for the trains to run between scheduled services. But it would make more sense to have it somewhere like this, because then we can have a multitude of trains built at the same factory, or being serviced at the same factory. And I am selling all of these trains as I'm seeing them, because we are doing a clean slate in terms of new trains. I do kind of like the idea of building it up here. I think if we remove, I mean, what's this one called? Honningville Train Care. I'm going to change the name of this to Honningville Train Factory. We're not going to specify company names at this point, but I'm going to rename that, and then I'm going to shift it over slightly. I'm not sure what that depot was for. And I'm actually going to relocate it here so that we've got more room. And you might remember, I think it was the first map that we had, someone came up with an idea for a test track with a train building factory attached to it. And I said I always liked the idea, and I built the factory and I never built the test track. I'm still not promising that I'm going to build the test track, but I'm really liking the idea of building a train care or train building factory. So we're going to do that. So we're going to have a series of inroads and we're going to have a series of outroads. Inroads, I'm just trying to think of a way of doing this. So essentially what we need is, like, in the middle here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we'll have that as slightly longer, and then here we can have some cross ways like this, and you can do the same here, and we'll connect all these up like that. I am now going to remove all of that and all of this, including all of these signals. So as well as being a train building factory, this is also going to double up as storage sidings as well. So we are going to build some storage sidings, because obviously there are services that will start and terminate at Honningville, and also right the way over here at Narfingburg Springs. So we will connect all of these up so that it functions correctly. Let me think. So I'm going to move this waypoint back one, like so, and that is so that I can build this connected to that like that. This bridge I'm tempted to make bidirectional. I'm not sure if that would work out actually. Maybe not. Or maybe. Maybe I will. I might do. Yeah, I will do. Actually, I will do. Because, you know, worst comes to worst, it doesn't get used that often. Okay, so you're going to do this. You're going to come up this way. That's going to be one of the inroads. So these are pretty much going to be bidirectional sidings. Like this. In fact, you're going to be pushed back a little bit more. And so are you. Like this. And you're fine. So you're going to go there, and then you're going to go there and there. We're then going to build so you're going to be Honningville North. No, you're going to be Honningville Train Factory here. And you're going to be 7 long, you're only going to be 6 long. And then we will build a couple more on this side, like so. Like that. Now we shouldn't have to build this too big, because, as I say, it's once every 100 services that these trains will actually come here to be serviced. Something like that. And then we'll do our usual, you know, build all these crossways. So if we have that as the exit point, maybe we can extend that one. So I don't know, build it like that. Alright, and then you can come out like that, you can come out like that, and like that. And then you can go like that, and like that. Alright. So now I need, you're going to be an exit. And you're going to come up like that. And then this one is going to be an entrance. So you're going to go across like that. And then this area here is just going to be storage sidings for trains. So let's build it 7 long. Like that. And then build this along the back. Like that. And then like that. Okay. So this bridge being bidirectional now, we can build that to, let's say, there, and then you can hop up and over that. And then if we start these, maybe not that one, have it come up this way. So you need to come all the way up to there. You're going to be that across like that. You're going to connect up with that, and then that's going to run in like so. I guess I can connect you up like that, do that one across like that, and like that, and like that. Something like that. I think that works quite well. Put a signal there, a signal there, a signal there and there. This one, you're going to be upgraded like so. You're going to be reversed like so. That should be fine. I won't put another one there, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1 there. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I won't put one there. Alright. So I think we're ready to start introducing trains. I think. I'm hoping all the signals have been done correctly. So I suppose this one I could do here if entry direction is from the front, then allow. I think that's fine. So you're going to copy from this. So you're going to be if current order is here, or if current order is here, then allow. So even if it's going to go into the depots here, I'm still going to make it stop here for a second or two and then move forward again into the depot. Just, you know, imagine, if you will, that this is the actual factory and these are just here as additional storage at the back, like a train washing plant or whatever. Okay, we got these extra. Oh, you're part of that. I'm going to redo these. So I like the idea of having some additional sidings there, but where are we? There. I'll have you just be storage sidings. Okay. I do need to load up one more page on my laptop. Just give me 1 second because I need to get the service schedules up. Right. Let's start looking at some trains. Now I do want to start off with something from the good old days. I need to hide a lot of these trains again. Somewhere down here, something like this. So you were originally designed in 1958. How long are you? 3 carriages. What colours have you got? BR green, blue, blue grey, or network southeast? That looks quite nice. Okay. So we have a series of service schedules which I'm going to start. In fact, I'm going to rename them according to lines at the moment. Okay, franchise operator. Let's just call it West Winds Rail for now. Like I said, if you want to name a franchise, you can do so, but you have to be a supporter on Patreon. So if you head over to Patreon, link should be in the description. You'll be able to see what you have to do in order to name a franchise, or even a route. Some of the routes will be available for renaming, although I might have to restrict that a little bit. It depends on how popular the idea is. Service classification. I've got to remember the way it works. I think it's called a train reporting number. That's what it looks like. Maybe? Oh yeah, okay. So, since December 2017, the classes have been... So when you see a train, it might have like 1C48, something like that. The first number, so in this case the 1 means express, 2 means ordinary passenger train, 3 is freight, which is just normal freight, 4 is a freight train which can run up to 75 miles per hour, 5 is an empty coaching stock train, 6 is a freight train which can run up to 60 miles per hour. Alright, so 3 is a freight train if specially authorised, so a parcels train, railhead treatment train, empty coaching stock, that kind of thing. 7 is a freight train that can run up to 45 miles per hour. 8 is a freight train that can run up to 35 miles per hour. 9 is a class 373 train, which is a Eurostar. Other passenger train is specially authorised. And then 0 is light locomotive or locomotives. There are destination letters as well. So for long distance trains, the country is split up into areas based upon the old British Rail regions. E is Eastern, L is Anglia, M is Midland, O is Southern, S is Scotland, and V is Western. A train going from one region to another is given the letter of the destination region in its head code. Some areas within the Midland region are A is London, D is North Wales, G is Birmingham, H is Manchester. So you kind of get the idea how it works. A seems to be London a lot, apart from in Scotland where A is Edinburgh. So for this service, I think it's going to be... First of all, it's going to be a 2, because it's going to be a stopping service. And I'm going to give it W for West Winds. And then I'm just going to put XX, which means... Okay, hang on. I need to explain what that last number means. So the 2 at the start means it's a stopping passenger service. The W for West Winds, that's my own classification that I've just made up. And then the last 2 characters tend to be numbers, and that normally indicates how many trains of that type have run that day. So 01 would mean it's the first train running that service that day. 55 would mean it's the 55th train running that service that day. That's what I've gathered. That's what Josh has told me. And it seems to make sense. From what I've seen as well, it seems to be the case. So that looks like how it works. So with that in mind, I'm not going to be able to distinguish each individual train. I can only distinguish the services. So for this service, I'm going to have it as 2WXX. So the XX would be replaced. I'm going to actually put a dash between them as well, so that you can distinguish between whether it's an X as in actually maybe 00. I should put 2W00. Yeah, that makes more sense. Train type EMU. Service type stopping. Okay. And then I've got to do calling at. So this service is going to run from I think here, Drunnington and Tenfing Bridge, down to GSE. That makes sense. I think that's a good way of starting. So you're going to go Drunnington and 10 Fing Bridge as your first stop. Then I'm only going to put the stations on here as well. I'm not going to... am I? No, we'll be here all day if I'm doing all the waypoints as well. So it's just going to be station stops. Sinningston South. Mardinghall South. This will be an all-stopping service. Padwood Junction. I think I did these signals. Did I do them? I did not. I'll have to remember to do that as well. Trenford South. Runbury North. And then just Runbury. Whoops. Gotta remember my laptop. Well, Google, in fact, it's nothing to do with my laptop. Likes to do autocomplete on some of these. Hannington. It's nice to have a laptop with a keyboard that works, though. That's always good. Lenfingway West. Actually, we're going to skip Lenfingway West. Lenfingway Central is going to be the next stop. And then I think we're going to skip Manuel City South as well. So Guard City Centre Elizabeth is going to be the final stop. Alright, I'll do time waiting in just a second. I just want to make sure that these signals here so you're not programmed, but that's fine. You are going to be changed to that. We're going to remove that. And then on this side, same thing. Change you for that and remove that one. There we go. I've already done GSE. I do remember doing that. This one. So you're just going to be if current order is that. And then if you're entering from the front, then allow. Yep. You're going to reset and share with you. And then this one and this one. You're going to reset, copy from that, change you to you, and then you're going to reset and share with that one. There we go. How long have I been going for? Whoops, that's not the right thing. Half an hour. Okie dokie. 40 minutes by the time I get this done. So I've just got to re-signal Padwood. So you're deny if entry direction is from the back, then if next order is here, or if next order is here, then deny, allow. Okay. This one and this one are going to share, I think. Yeah, why not? So you're going to be if no wait, deny if entry direction is from the back, then hang on, no. If entry direction is from the front, no, hang on. Sorry, I'm completely losing my mind here. Yeah, entry direction is from the back, then if next order is... Have I not built it yet? I don't think I've built the waypoint yet. 1 second. You, and you. I actually thought I was ready to start putting trains back on the network, but the more I'm doing this episode, the more I'm thinking maybe I wasn't ready. I mean, that works to an extent. Okay, and then here, if entry direction is from the front, then allow. Okay. Right, these ones, you and you, you're going to copy from that. You're going to share with that, and then that is going to be changed to that one. Good. You and you. I suppose we can share. Right, deny. If entry direction is from the back, then if entry signal is that one, then allow, I suppose. I mean, that works. And then here, you and you copy from that, you share with that, and you switch to that. Like that. And then you copy from that, except you're going to be current order is this, and then this one copy from that one and change you to this, or if current order is that. Okay, and then finally this, not that one, this one and this one, deny if entry direction is from the front, then allow. Okay. Right. So this service is going to be number of cars per unit 3, number of units per train 2. Apparently that's not scheduled anymore. That's fine. So time waiting in ticks. Let me think. Actually, I'm going to add an extra column.